Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing all of the non-toxic swaps I've been making in preparation for baby, and not even just in preparation for baby. These are non-toxic swaps I've sort of gradually been making over the past couple of years to just continually take steps toward making our home more non-toxic and natural to the best of my ability. If you are new to my channel, my name is Casey. I'm 34 weeks pregnant, which is why I'm out of breath, and I make Christian faith and lifestyle content. So a lot of my content is really Bible study based, but I also really enjoy health and wellness and homemaking, and believe those things really play into a Christian lifestyle as well, just in terms of learning how God designed our bodies to work and learning how to best steward the bodies and the homes that He's given us. So let me know if you'd like to see more of this type of content. And I just want to say also right off the bat, I feel like whenever anyone talks about making switches to non-toxic products, there can be a tendency, I know at least for me, to feel really overwhelmed and feel like I need to just do all the things at once and toss all the products and buy all these new products. And this is not at all intended to overwhelm you. My house is not at all 100% non-toxic, and there's plenty of products I still use that I know probably have a lot of ingredients in them that aren't good for me. But rather, this is just to share some of the products that I've discovered and that I love, to encourage you to take those little steps where you can toward making better choices. And I'm also going to share with you the sort of secret tip that I've learned along the way in my own journey of trying to just make better choices that makes things a lot less overwhelming. So first of all, why? Why is there this craze nowadays to want to buy all of these products that are non-toxic or all natural? The reason is because there's so many studies that show a link between ingredients that are found in so many of the common products we use in our households and in our beauty care products that are linked to all these different diseases that weren't maybe as prevalent before all of these products and ingredients that we use became more mainstream. We're talking about things here like cancer, Alzheimer's, diabetes, so many different diseases and stuff, and a lot of ingredients in these products are linked to them. And so that's kind of why there's this push to want to switch to more non-toxic products to just reduce the number of toxins we're taking in. And so before I share my favorite products with you, I want to share just a couple tips when it comes to looking for non-toxic products. The first thing is that because it's so trendy nowadays to want to have non-toxic products, so many brands are pushing things with labels that say natural or free of parabens or fragrance or some of the ingredients we know aren't good. But because it is trendy to put out non-toxic products, we see a lot of what is called greenwashing. And that's brands putting these labels on their products, but they're really maybe not as clean as they would appear or present themselves to be. And so my first biggest tip is to pay more attention to the back of the product than the front. The front of the product is where you're going to see things like natural or free of fill in the blank, but the back of the product is where you're going to see what is actually in the product. So what are those ingredients that are included in the product? Can you pronounce them? Do you know what they are? Do you know whether or not they're clean or safe? And so look at the back of the product, and typically the fewer ingredients you see in the product, the better. The second tip I have for you is to check the EWG website. So this is a website that kind of goes over all different products. You can search a product that you use in there to see sort of what its rating is as far as toxicity. And so that's a really helpful resource. And the third tip I have for you is to take advantage of the research that trusted sources have already done. So let me explain this one. One of the brands I'm going to be talking about in this video is Branch Basics. By the way, none of this is sponsored. None of these brands have sponsored this video, but I'm going to be talking about Branch Basics because I really love this brand. They're very clean. I'm going to share what I use them for. But I first discovered this brand and really dove into the story of the founders in terms of just different chronic illnesses they were dealing with, which then led them to start this company. And I really researched just the processes and the ingredients they use, and 100% trust that this brand is safe and clean and non-toxic. And on their website, they have a blog post that basically recommends different products in different categories that they don't specifically create, but from other brands that they've done the research on and know to be clean and non-toxic. Now, because I've thoroughly vetted Branch Basics and really trust what they're putting out, I also really trust what they're recommending. And so basically my little trick is I haven't done all these swaps at once, but whenever I run out of something like maybe toothpaste or deodorant or something that I was using before that I know wasn't clean, wasn't non-toxic, when I run out of that item, I will just refer to this blog post from Branch Basics that I will link down below, and I will go to whatever category I'm looking for. So maybe toothpaste, because that was one of the most recent ones I did, and I searched what toothpastes they recommended, and this is one of them. And I kind of just open up a couple tabs and compare the different recommendations they've made, and honestly usually end up going with whichever one is most convenient. So this one I could buy on Amazon, and I feel like that's the other thing sometimes about non-toxic swaps, is that you have to get them through specific websites, and maybe they can take a minute to order, and it's just not as convenient as running to Target when your toothpaste runs out. And so I really have tried to make this easier on myself by picking the convenient options within what I know is clean. So I was able to order this on Amazon. It got there I think the next day, and that's super convenient. And so if I'm going to be trying to make these swaps, I want to make it as easy on myself as possible, because I feel like if we make it hard on ourselves, it's just going to deter us from doing it, and we're going to want to turn to that favorite product that we know and use and love that we can pick up from Target that may not be super clean. And so those are my tips. I'm now going to share with you my favorite non-toxic products in the 3 categories of household products, beauty, personal care products, and then baby specific products as well. And I'm gonna do my best to link everything that I can down below in the description if you want to check anything out. And then I'll also have the things that are from Amazon on my Amazon storefront, which I always have linked in all of my videos. And so let's go ahead and get into it. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and then give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. All right, so let's start with household products. I've got a little table sitting here to my side with all the different products I want to show you. And so the first thing we'll start with is laundry. So this is from Branch Basics, the brand I was telling you about, and this is their laundry solution. So their whole brand is really interesting because basically for all their different products, or most of their different products, they use this one concentrate. So this is a cleaning concentrate, and it uses different ratios of this to water to make up a lot of their different products. And again, it is super clean, but it's not one of those clean products that doesn't work. It works so well. It smells so good, and I feel good about using it because I know it's good for all the different things I use it for. And so for the laundry, you can buy this glass refillable bottle, and basically you fill it up to water to here on the little water line. And then you fill it up with soap to this little line, and then you kind of gently shake it, and here is your laundry detergent. And you can use just like a little cap that they provide you with to pour into your laundry machine. Works really well. And the reason I really wanted to switch over laundry stuff, because I know a lot of times people, when they have a baby, they'll get baby specific detergent that is for the baby clothes and stuff like that. And that never fully made sense to me, just because I'm like, if I'm washing the baby's clothes with clean, non-toxic detergent, but then continuing to wash my clothes and my husband's clothes with toxic detergent, well, I'm holding that baby all day long, and I'm washing our towels and everything else with it. And so for me, I didn't want to have to buy something separate for baby. And also a lot of the detergents that are just for baby are not really, again, as clean as they say. I wanted to just be able to use one detergent for everything, so that I know that everything in our house is being washed with a clean detergent, and that I could feel good about baby being on our blankets or us holding them or whatever. And so I really love this one. And then I also use their Oxygen Boost, which is essentially their form of bleach, but clean. And this can actually also be used for so many different cleaning things. You can kind of sprinkle it over your toilet or your tub or your tiles or whatever, and let it sit for a little bit and scrub it to get like a really deep clean. And so this is really great here. Also under the category of laundry, I use their little dryer balls. So a lot of dryer sheets have fragrances and not great things in them. I've used dryer balls before, but I just switched over to the Branch Basic ones when I ordered their laundry stuff because I needed new ones anyways. And then next are cleaners. So I also have Branch Basics, and they have these sets where you can either get these refillable glass bottles, or you can just buy the ones that they come in. And so I got the glass last one just because I wanted something that I could continue to use. And it's the same idea with these, I almost dropped it, where basically you fill water to a certain point, then soap to a certain point, and then you top it off, shake it a little bit, and there's different ratios depending on what it's for. So this one is for the bathroom and it's labeled bathroom, all cute over there. And then they also have one for, it says streak free, so it's like for glass and all of that. And then they have an all-purpose one. And so I keep this little set in our laundry room with all of our cleaning supplies. And then I got a second one of the all-purpose that I keep under our kitchen sink because I'm constantly wiping the counters in there. And so I love those. Again, they work super well and I feel good about using them. Last thing I use from Branch Basics are the dishwasher tablets. We just got this one because we had run out. And again, all of this stuff I'm just replacing little by little as we run out. So we had actually gotten these in the past and then ran out and I had forgotten to order some more. And so I think Tyler picked up a different kind from Target at one point and we were letting those run out. So we're not just gonna waste the stuff we already have. But once those ran out, I made sure I had an order of these ready to go. Same thing with detergent. We still have a little bit left of our old one that I'm not wasting, but I'm continuing to use it on just our stuff. And then as I'm washing baby's clothes to prep the nursery, I'm making sure I'm using only this. And so don't feel like you need to just go throw everything out and buy all new stuff. You can make these changes little at a time. Last thing I want to share in the category of household products is our cookware. So you guys have probably heard me talk about this before. This is the Caraway cookware. We have both their cookware set that we got off of our wedding registry last year and then also their bakeware set. I do have a discount link down below that will get you 10% off, so you don't need a code, you can just use the link. But all of their cookware, not only is it stunning, but it is 100% non-toxic, it is non-stick, and the non-stick works really well, and these are our go-tos. We use them every single day. Okay, so the next category is beauty or personal care products. And the first thing I want to share with you are the shampoo and conditioner I use. This is from a brand called Primally Pure. Fun fact, when I first started doing my blog before I ever did YouTube like years ago, this was the very first brand that I went to a brand event for, and they had just started up and it was so fun to learn just about the history of the brand and learn again about their dedication to only using clean ingredients. And so I've been using, I'm so out of breath, their conditioner and their shampoo. And honestly, the only thing about these is the shampoo doesn't suds as much as probably typical shampoos you're used to. But I will say that that is going to be true of almost any natural non-toxic shampoo that you could use. And so it does take a little bit of getting used to, but they work so well. They smell so, so good. And I feel good about knowing that what's soaking into my scalp is not toxic. And so I've been loving these. Next is body wash and shaving cream or shaving soap in this case. This is from Dr. Bronner's, and this was another find off of that Branch Basics blog post I was telling you about. I ran out of body wash. I needed some quickly, saw that this was on their recommended list and that I could get it off of Amazon, and like the next day it was there. It says that it is a sugar soap, so I wasn't sure if it was going to be like exfoliating. Oh, I'm dripping over here. But it's not, which I actually do prefer because I like to put mine on my little loofah thing, which I'll actually go grab and show you in a second because that's another great tool. And I have this one in the lavender scent. Lavender is my go-to. I just love it. And then the shaving soap, same thing. So this one's a little bit thicker and I use it as like a shaving cream. The one thing I will say is when you open this cap, it runs out pretty quickly. Like the product comes out really quickly. And so just make sure you're careful when you open it or else you can waste it. Let me go grab the little scrubber thing I was telling you about. Okay, so this is what I use. It's just a little mitt that you put your hand in. I put my body wash on it and it works as a loofah, but it's not like a loofah because loofahs hold a lot of bacteria, and this is made out of a material that's like a honeycomb kind of a silicone material that will not hold on to bacteria. And so I use this every single day. I love it. It also exfoliates and just helps improve circulation, and so highly recommend. I'll link this below as well. Next up is toothpaste. I was just telling you about this. This is the Himalaya Botanique. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Toothpaste, found it off the Branch Basics blog post and I love it. I feel like a lot of toothpastes that are more like traditional ones you see on the market can have that overpowering minty sensation, but then you don't always feel super, super clean. Like it almost feels like it leaves a film or kind of masks it. This one gives you that same fresh feeling in your mouth, but I feel like my mouth also feels a lot more clean, and so I've been loving using this one. Okay, for skincare, I've talked about them a lot, but what I use is Primally Pure, and so I've got a lot of their different products here and more in the cabinet, but I love this brand and I use them for anything skincare. And so I use their cleansing oil for double cleansing sometimes. I use their baby bar to just do like a regular cleansing every day. I use their little serum here as a moisturizer, and their clarifying mist along with their everything spray. They're literally my favorite things ever. And again, not sponsored, but I do have a code Casey Nicole that will get you 10% off of any of the Primally Pure products. Here's their clarifying cream that I use as like a nighttime moisturizer on top of the serum to just give it extra hydration. I've also talked before that I use their deodorant. This one is the tea tree. I've also tried lavender, charcoal, and really want to try, or actually I do have their blue tansy in the travel one, and I really want to get that as the full size one next time because it smells really good. And then I also just am obsessed with their chapstick. They're only $4. I think I have like 4 different flavors, but my favorite is peppermint. For belly oil, for this growing belly to try to prevent the stretch marks, I also use Primally Pure, their body butter. And so this is just basically like a body lotion that you can use anywhere, and I use it as a regular lotion as well, but it also has ingredients in it that really target and help prevent stretch marks. And so I either use this or this Mustela body oil. So when I found out that I was pregnant, my friend Kirsten got me this with like a cream that this same brand does, and she also really cares about checking things on like the EWG scale and just using clean, non-toxic products, and so she found this one and I really love it. So for whitening strips, a brand that I have found and love and use is Lumineux. I thought it was like Luminix or whatever, but I did work with them before on Instagram, and that's how I discovered them and love this brand. They are just a natural, non-toxic teeth whitener, and they don't make your teeth sensitive, and they also don't strip the mouth's natural biome, and so it's better for your enamel, better for everything, and still gives the same results. For self tanner, so I'm not bothering with it these days because there's just a lot going on, you know, but typically in the summer and spring I like to use a good self tanner, and never felt good about really using it because I know that they aren't great for you. And then especially with getting pregnant this past summer and spring, I wanted to have something that I felt good about using when I did use it, and so this is what I discovered. It is Beauty by Earth. There's both the lotion and the mousse. The one thing I will say about this self tanner is that it goes on clear, whereas other self tanners I've used in the past, you can see the color in it, and so it makes it a little bit easier to see what areas you've gotten, so you don't like miss an area or go over an area twice, and so that makes it a little bit more challenging to put on, but it's worth it, and I really, really love this product. It just gives you like a really natural, nice glow. So perfume. Perfume is a big one that it's going directly in, you know, our wrists or our neck, and the reason we put it on those areas is because it kind of gets through your bloodstream quicker and like brings that scent through your whole body. But if that perfume is full of toxic ingredients, you're really just putting that throughout your whole body. And so perfume is a big one because a lot of times they're just filled with not great stuff. And I know there's probably perfume specific brands that are clean that I just honestly haven't discovered or taken the time to really look into. But what I use right here is this Young Living Essential Oils roller. So these are meant to kind of bring like calm and everything, but this one right here is lavender and I believe a couple other oils also in it. It's worn off so I can't see, but I just love the smell of this, and it is strong. So as a perfume, I literally just do one little drop of this on my wrists and rub it together, and that's what I use. And again, I love lavender, so it's worked great and I love it. Finally is makeup. If you watch my vlogs, you probably heard me talk about Crunchy a little bit. So this is the brand that I use for foundation, and honestly this is the only non-toxic makeup product I use. I know the rest of them probably aren't good, but again, I'm kind of just letting them run out and then I'll replace them as I run out. So once again, not all of the things that I use are non-toxic, but this is a swap that I've found that I really love, and I figure it's at least getting that base layer of being closest to my skin, so it's probably more important than some of the other products. But I would love to hear from you any clean, natural, non-toxic makeup brands you love, so that as I start to run out of other products, I can make those swaps. Next up are baby specific products, and you really shouldn't be surprised that I'm going to mention Primally Pure again, because once again, I love them. But obviously baby's not here yet, but when they do come, my plan is to use these products on them. And so we've got the baby oil, baby powder, and then baby balm. And once again, this was one of those things where this is a brand I trust, a brand I love. And so when it comes to picking out new products that I've never used before for my baby, because I've never had a baby before, they are a brand I trust. And so I'm really excited to use these, especially because I know a lot of the traditional diaper creams and stuff are just filled with things that are not good, and they're being put on top of that on a really sensitive part of your baby. And so I'm excited to use those. The other thing that I'll probably use for a diaper cream is this pure lanolin. Honestly, don't even know if I'm saying this right or if I've used it before, but I saw this as a recommendation from Bridget Tyler. I've talked about her before. She has a whole channel on like pregnancy, birth, all the things. And she's somebody I really trust just personally too, in terms of products that are natural and wholesome and not toxic. And she basically said this is like her go-to for all things baby, diaper rash, diaper cream, all the things. And so I have some of this and plan to use that as well. As for bath time for baby, I'm also planning to use the Dr. Bronner's, but I ordered the unscented version of this same body wash because the lavender, it was saying that it can just cause their eyes to sting. It's not like a tear-free thing. And so that if you want to use it on baby to get unscented. And so I ordered that. It's not here yet, but this can actually also be used not just on the body, but on the face and on the hair. So I kind of just plan to use it as a catch-all for baby for bath times. And once again, it says sugar soap. So at first I was like, I'm not going to use an exfoliating like beaded thing on baby. But when you use it, there's not actually those beads. It's just like a smooth body wash. And so that will be our little bath time staple. As for diapers and wipes, I have some Honest diapers here and Honest wipes that I was gifted at our baby shower just a couple weeks ago. And so this is one of the brands I plan on using. A couple other brands I've heard really great things about that I'll probably try out at different points too are Coterie. Don't know if I'm saying that right, and Diaper, which is like D-Y-P-E-R, but I've heard really great things about those just being non-toxic and absorbing well, which helps the baby sleep longer and stuff, and so those are some ones that I'm going to be trying out. Next up are bottles. So these are bottles I'm planning to use. They are Dr. Brown's glass anti-colic bottles. And so one of the things is with plastic bottles, even when they say BPA free, there can be a lot of little microtoxins in the bottles that are being absorbed as the baby is drinking from them. And so I am just gonna start with and stick with these glass bottles because that is not the case with those. Toys. So obviously this won't be all of the toys that we use, but I've talked about Love Every before. They have play kits that are targeted at developmentally whatever stage the baby is at really helping them grow and learn. And so I'm really excited to use these for baby. And not only do they help with development for baby, but a lot of the toys are made with woods and other materials that are as clean and non-toxic as possible. And so once again, not all of their toys are non-toxic or even thoroughly researched, but I did do my best in making our registry and in the things that I've purchased in making the best decisions I can. And then lastly, for baby clothing, same thing. I'm going to be doing my best to buy organic clothing. Again, not all of the stuff we have for baby so far is, but just doing my best to make those good choices. And also because we are not finding out the gender of our baby until he or she is born, most of the stuff we've been getting is neutral, which I feel like is a benefit because sometimes the organic or 100% cotton or just, you know, better material and non-toxic clothing can be a little bit more expensive, but because it's neutral, I plan on getting things that we can use for this baby and also future babies, no matter whether they're a boy or a girl. And so that is kind of what I'm doing, but I'm also still very new to this. Again, first time mom, I don't know all the baby brands and clothing brands and all of that kind of stuff. And so if you have organic baby clothing or kids clothing brands you love, I would love to hear your recommendations down in the comments. So those are some of my favorite non-toxic, all-natural products I have discovered and swaps I've been making. Once again, none of this is intended to overwhelm or to make you feel like you have to just go buy out all this stuff and throw out all of your old stuff, but rather this is just to share the things that I love and to give you some ideas to make little swaps as you can. if that's something you're wanting to do. Not everything in our home is non-toxic, all natural, organic, not even close, but I do my best to make the best choice I can with each new thing that we do bring in. And so I would love to hear from you if there's any non-toxic, all natural products you love. What are some of your favorites? It can be in any of those categories. Comment down below. But once again, I hope that you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.